My girlfriend shrugged. If anyone asks, Mara was with us Saturday night. I replied. Okay, realizing she was asking me to help her best friend cover an affair. Weeks later, at poker night, I met the man Mara was about to marry. And I'm 28M. She's 26F. We've been together for about 14 months. I need some perspective because I'm starting to question everything about our relationship. And I don't know if I'm being unreasonable or if this is actually a deal breaker. My girlfriend Tessa works the front desk at a gym, and I do warehouse logistics. We met through mutual friends and things have been pretty solid between us. No major fights, similar values, or so I thought. And we were even talking about moving in together next year. But lately I've been noticing something that's really bothering me. Tessa has this group of friends from high school that she's still super close with. They hang out constantly, have group chats, the whole thing. At first I thought it was cool that she had such strong friendships. The problem is that this group seems to have some seriously questionable morals when it comes to relationships. Multiple people in the group are cheating on their partners, and they all cover for each other. And I mean all of them know and help create alibis. I first noticed it about 3 months ago. Tessa told me she was having a girls' night at her friend Mara's place. But when I drove by Mara's neighborhood around 10 p.m. to drop off Tessa's phone charger she forgot, I saw Mara getting out of some guy's car. Not her boyfriend's car. I didn't think much of it initially, but then it kept happening. Tessa would tell me elaborate stories about where her friends were and what they were doing, and I'd accidentally find out they were somewhere completely different. Like she'd say they were at a wine tasting, but I'd see social media posts of them at some guy's apartment. The breaking point was 2 weeks ago. We were making dinner when Tessa casually said, "Hey, if anyone asks, Mara was here with us Saturday night watching movies, okay?" I stopped chopping vegetables. Why would anyone ask that? It's just, if her boyfriend calls or something, she needs to make sure our stories match. Stories match? Tessa, what are you talking about? She got that look, the one where she knew she was about to say something I wouldn't like. Look, it's just girl drama. You wouldn't understand. Try me. It's not a big deal, Nolan. She just needs an alibi for Saturday. An alibi? What is she, robbing banks? I put the knife down. Tessa, what's going on? She sighed like I was being difficult. Fine. She was with someone. Someone who isn't her boyfriend. And if he asks where she was, we need to say she was here. I stared at her. You want me to help you lie so your friend can cheat on her boyfriend? It's not that simple. It sounds exactly that simple. Nolan, relationships are complicated. You don't know what she's going through with him. Maybe she's not happy. Maybe she needs this. So she should break up with him, not cheat on him. And she definitely shouldn't drag you into it. Or me. Tessa's face hardened. My friends have been there for me through everything. I'm not going to abandon them now because my boyfriend doesn't approve. I'm not asking you to abandon anyone. I'm asking you not to lie for them. There's a difference. Is there? Because it sounds like you're asking me to choose between you and them. No, I'm asking you to choose between helping someone cheat and not helping someone cheat. But here's what's really eating at me. This isn't just about Mara. From what I can tell, at least 3 other people in their friend group are also cheating or have cheated recently. And Tessa knows all of it. She helps coordinate their lies, provides alibis, and acts like it's totally normal. When I pointed this out, she said I don't understand female friendships, and that I'm trying to control who she's friends with. But I'm not trying to control anything. I just don't want to be with someone who thinks lying and helping people betray their partners is acceptable behavior. I keep thinking, if she's willing to help her friends lie and cheat, what does that say about her character? And if she's this good at coordinating lies for them, how do I know she's not lying to me too? Am I overreacting? Is this just me being insecure? Or is this actually a red flag about who she is as a person? Edit. A lot of people are asking if I think she's cheating too. Honestly, I don't have any evidence of that, and it's not really what I'm worried about. It's more about what it says about her that she's okay with all of this. Edit 2. To clarify, I'm not asking her to cut off her friends. I'm asking her to stop actively participating in helping them lie and cheat. There's a difference between staying friends with someone despite their flaws and being an active accomplice in hurting other people. Update 1. Thanks for all the responses on my last post. A lot of you told me to have one more serious conversation with Tessa before making any major decisions, so I did. It didn't go well. I waited until we had a quiet evening together and brought up how uncomfortable I am with her helping her friends cover up their affairs. I tried to approach it calmly. Tessa, we need to talk about the other night, about Mara and the lying. She immediately got defensive. Nolan, I told you, that's not your business. But it is my business when you're asking me to participate. And when I see how comfortable you are with all of this deception. Deception? Jesus, Nolan, you make it sound so dramatic. What would you call it? Your friend is cheating on her boyfriend and you're helping her hide it. That's literally deception. She rolled her eyes. Relationships are complicated. You don't know what she's going through with him. Then she should break up with him. Not have affairs while you coordinate her alibis. I'm not coordinating anything. I'm just being a good friend. Tessa, you literally asked me to lie about where she was last Saturday. How is that not coordinating? That's when she exploded. You know what? You're being self-righteous and judgmental. You act like you're perfect and everyone else is beneath you. I don't think I'm perfect. I just think helping people cheat is wrong. Wrong according to who? You. You're not the morality police, Nolan. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to understand how the person I love can think this is okay. She stood up, pacing now. These people have been in my life longer than you have. They've been there for me through everything. And they'll probably be in my life longer than you will be. That hit me like a slap. Wow. Okay. Don't okay me. You're trying to isolate me from my friends. Just like... She stopped herself. Just like what? Nothing. No, finish that sentence. Just like what? Just like my ex did. He used to criticize my friends too. Called them bad influences. Tried to control who I spent time with. Did your ex criticize your friends for cheating? She paused. That's not the point. It's exactly the point. Was he trying to control you? Or was he trying to avoid being dragged into their drama? You don't get to dictate my friendships. I'm not dictating anything. I'm asking you to stop actively helping people hurt other people. There's a difference between being friends with someone despite their flaws and being an accomplice to their lies. She stared at me for a long moment, then grabbed her purse. I need space to think about whether I want to be with someone who can't accept my friends. And I need to think about whether I want to be with someone who thinks loyalty means helping people betray their partners. She left that night to stay at Mara's. Texted me the next morning saying she needed space to think. But here's what really opened my eyes. While she was gone, I found a notebook in our kitchen where she'd been keeping track of all their lies. Dates, times, which stories she'd told to cover for who. It was like a spreadsheet of deception. This isn't just casual friend loyalty. She's actively coordinating a web of lies to help multiple people betray their partners. And she's gotten so good at it that she's essentially running operations for their affairs. I realized something else too. Remember how she accused me of being controlling like her ex? I did some digging. Yes, I know that sounds bad. And I found out her ex actually broke up with her for similar reasons. She'd helped one of her friends hide an affair from him. And when he found out and confronted her about it, she called him controlling and manipulative too. So either she has terrible luck with controlling boyfriends, or she has a pattern of choosing loyalty to liars over loyalty to the person she's supposed to be building a future with. She came back yesterday and acted like nothing happened, asked if I wanted to go to dinner like our fight never occurred. When I brought up our conversation, she sighed and said she thought I'd had time to come to my senses. I think I have come to my senses, just not in the way she was hoping. Edit. A few people mentioned that I should be worried about what she's hiding from me. I've been thinking about that a lot. The scariest part isn't that she might be lying to me. It's that she's demonstrated she's incredibly skilled at lying and feels completely justified doing it. Update 2. I was planning to just update my situation with Tessa, but something happened this weekend that changed everything. I now have to decide whether to blow up multiple people's lives or stay quiet and become part of the problem. First, the Tessa update. Things have been tense since our fight. She's been acting like everything is normal, but I can tell she's testing me. She'll casually mention helping one of her friends with something and watch my reaction. It feels like she's daring me to say something so she can accuse me of being controlling again. But the real issue started Friday night. I was at my buddy Colt's place for poker night, and one of the guys there was Elias Ward. I'd met him a few times before. Decent guy, works in accounting, getting married next month. He was showing us pictures from his bachelor party and talking about the wedding planning. That's when I realized who he was. He's dating Mara, Tessa's friend who's been cheating for months. This guy has no idea. He's planning a wedding, talking about honeymoon destinations, completely in love with someone who's been systematically betraying him. And my girlfriend has been helping make it possible. I sat there listening to him talk about their relationship and felt sick. He mentioned how Mara's been super busy with work lately and hasn't been able to hang out as much, but he's being understanding because he knows she's stressed. Work, that's what they're calling it. I couldn't concentrate on the game. I kept thinking about that notebook I found, and how Tessa has been helping orchestrate this guy's humiliation. He's making plans to spend his life with someone who's treating him like a joke, and I'm the only person in the room who knows it. When I got home, I decided to test something. I told Tessa about meeting Elias, but I didn't mention knowing about the affair. I wanted to see how she'd react. "Oh, I met your friend Mara's boyfriend tonight. Elias. Nice guy." Her face went completely white for a split second, then she quickly recovered. "Oh yeah, he seems nice. Mara really loves him." That's when I couldn't hold it in anymore. "Tessa, he's getting married to her in 3 weeks. How can you sit there and act like this is okay?" "What do you mean? Don't play dumb. I know about the affair. I've known for months. But sitting there tonight, listening to him talk about their honeymoon plans, their future together. Jesus Christ, Tessa, how do you sleep at night?" She knew immediately that I'd figured it out. Her whole demeanor changed. "You don't know what you're talking about." "I know exactly what I'm talking about. That notebook I found? It has dates in it, times, stories you've told to cover for her meetings with whoever she's fucking behind his back. Nolan, this guy is planning to spend his life with someone who's been systematically lying to him for months, and you've been helping make it possible." She stood up, angry now. "You're obsessing over things that aren't your business." "How is this not my business? I'm dating someone who thinks destroying people's lives is acceptable as long as it helps a friend." "You don't know the whole story." "Then tell me the whole story. Explain to me how there's a good reason for this. Their relationship isn't good anyway. Maybe this is for the best." I stared at her. "Are you listening to yourself right now? You think it's for the best that he's about to marry someone who's cheating on him? Maybe she has good reasons. Then she should break up with him," I was shouting now. "Not let him plan a wedding while she's screwing someone else. It's not my place to get involved in other people's relationships. You are involved. You've been actively involved in maintaining the lie. You're not some innocent bystander here, Tessa. You're an accomplice." She started crying then. "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you forcing me to choose between you and my friends?" "I'm not forcing you to do anything. You made this choice when you decided helping people cheat was more important than basic human decency. If you really loved me, you wouldn't put me in this position. If you really loved me, you wouldn't have put yourself in this position to begin with." She wiped her face. "So what now? You're going to break up with me because you don't approve of my friends? I'm going to break up with you because I can't respect someone who thinks what you're doing is okay. And because I can't sit at that wedding pretending I don't know what I know. You can't tell him. Watch me. Nolan, if you tell him, it will destroy everything. My friendships, my relationships. Your friendships are built on helping each other hurt people. Maybe they should be destroyed." She looked at me like I'd slapped her. "I can't believe you're being this cruel. I'm being honest. Something you seem to have forgotten how to do. And now she wants me to be okay with watching an innocent person get manipulated into marriage. I can't do it. I can't sit at that wedding knowing what I know. I can't shake Elias's hand and pretend I don't know his fiancée has been cheating on him for months with my girlfriend's help. But if I tell him, it's going to destroy everything. Not just the wedding, but Tessa's entire friend group. They'll all know it came from me, and Tessa will never forgive me. I think I already know what I have to do. I just needed to write it all out to make sure I'm not going crazy." Edit. Some people are asking why I don't just give Tessa an ultimatum to tell Elias herself. I thought about that, but she's made it clear she thinks keeping quiet is the right thing to do. Asking her to tell him would just give her a chance to warn Mara first so they can get their story straight. Edit 2. Others are suggesting I break up with Tessa but stay out of the Elias situation. I understand that perspective, but I keep thinking about how I'd feel if I were in his shoes. Wouldn't I want someone to tell me? Final update, it's over. Everything. I'll try to keep this organized, but it's been the most intense 2 weeks of my life. I made my decision last Sunday. I couldn't live with myself knowing what I knew and doing nothing about it. But I also realized I couldn't stay with Tessa regardless of what happened with Elias. The fight we had made it clear that we have fundamentally different values, and that's not something you can compromise on. I broke up with Tessa first. I called her Sunday morning and asked her to come over. She walked in like nothing had happened. Are you ready to stop being dramatic about this whole thing? Sit down, Tessa. Oh God, you're really going to do this? Do what? Break up with me over something that has nothing to do with us. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized she still didn't get it. This has everything to do with us. Who you are when your friends need help hurting people, that's who you are, period. Nolan, please, let's just move past this. I can't. I've tried, but I can't respect someone who thinks what you're doing is okay. She started crying. So you're throwing away 14 months over my friends. I'm walking away from someone who thinks loyalty means helping people betray their partners. We don't have the same values, Tessa. That's not something you can fix or compromise on. You're being self-righteous. You think you're better than everyone else. I think what you're doing is wrong. That doesn't make me better than anyone. It just makes us incompatible. She called me self-righteous one more time and left. 2 days later, I texted Elias and asked if we could grab coffee. When we sat down, I could barely look at him. He was showing me photos from the venue, talking about how excited he was. Listen, Elias, there's something I need to tell you, and it's going to be really hard to hear. He stopped scrolling through his phone. What's wrong? It's about Mara. She's been seeing someone else. For months. He stared at me. What? I pulled out my phone and showed him the photos I'd taken of that notebook. My girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, has been helping her cover it up. These are the alibis they've been using. He went completely silent for maybe 30 seconds, just staring at the evidence. How long have you known? A few months. I didn't know it was you until poker night. And you're sure about this? I'm sure. He put his head in his hands. I think I knew something was wrong. She's been different, distant, always busy with work. He looked up at me. Work. I'm sorry, man. I know this is awful timing with the wedding so close. No. He shook his head. Better now than after. Better now than years from now with kids involved. He thanked me. Actually thanked me for destroying his world. What happened next was exactly what I expected. Elias confronted Mara that night. She immediately called Tessa, sobbing about how I'd ruined everything. 20 minutes later, my phone was ringing. How could you do this? Tessa, you destroyed her life. You destroyed my friendships. Are you happy now? I'm not happy, but I'm not sorry either. She trusted you. We all trusted you. She was lying to someone who was about to marry her. You were helping her do it. It wasn't your place. It became my place when you dragged me into it, when you asked me to lie for them. I hope you can live with what you've done. I can. Can you live with what you almost let happen? She hung up on me. But here's what really got to me. Even after everything came out, she still thought I was the one who'd done something wrong. She still couldn't see that Mara and her other friends were the ones who'd created this situation. In her mind, I was the villain for exposing it instead of keeping their secret. The wedding was canceled. Elias called off the engagement and asked Mara to move out. Tessa's friend group is completely fractured because it turns out several of them were covering for each other's affairs, and once one secret came out, they all started coming out. Tessa texted me yesterday saying I'd destroyed multiple relationships and friendships, and that she hoped I was happy with what I'd done. The thing is, I'm not happy. I didn't want any of this to happen, but I'm not sorry either, because Elias deserved to know who he was marrying, and he deserved the chance to make that decision with complete information. I keep thinking about what Tessa said about loyalty. She's right that loyalty is important in relationships. But loyalty to people who are hurting others isn't really loyalty, it's enabling. And I couldn't be with someone who can't tell the difference. A few people have reached out to thank me, including Elias. He's going through a rough time, obviously, but he said he's grateful he found out before making a legal commitment to someone who was capable of deceiving him so completely. I'm sad about Tessa. I really thought we had something good together. But I learned something important. You really are the company you keep. And if the person you love is willing to help others betray their partners, eventually they'll be willing to betray you too. I'm not dating anyone right now, and probably won't for a while. I need to process all of this and figure out how I missed the red flags for so long. But I know I made the right choice, even if it was the hard one. Sometimes the right thing to do is also the thing that costs you the most. But at least I can look at myself in the mirror. Edit. A lot of people are asking if I regret it. I regret that it had to happen at all. I regret that Tessa turned out to be someone different than I thought she was. I regret that Elias got hurt. But I don't regret telling him the truth or ending a relationship with someone whose values are so different from mine. Edit 2. To everyone saying I should have minded my own business, I tried that for months. But when you watch someone you care about helping to destroy an innocent person's life, and you do nothing about it, you become part of the problem. I couldn't live with that.